Okay, hi, my name's Ken Miller and welcome back to Practical 2 of the training course. In this practical, we're going to learn how to create a layout. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to change to a new category. So we're going to go to the top left-hand corner and we're going to select the burger icon. If we drop that down, we want to select Practical 2 here. With Practical 2 open, that brings open a page. I'm just going to unpin if you had the filter panel open from your last practical. Just going to unpin and let that slide away. Okay, so the buttons that are important to me here are these buttons in the top right hand corner. So if I have a look at these and hover over them, I've got split top and bottom, split left and right, remove a chart cell, and then the chart library. And it's the chart library we're going to use in this example. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to split my chart cell top and bottom. That will now give me two chart cells, top and bottom. And what I'm going to do in this bottom chart cell is I'm going to click on my library and I'm going to find a chart that I want to include in that cell. So I want to select total commission paid. So I go into there, click on total commission paid, and it will drop that chart into that panel. In the top panel, I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to click my chart library, and again I'm going to search for the chart I want. And the chart I want this time is call volume by period. Select that chart and it will drop it into the top page. And I can just add as many charts onto this page as I like. So what I'm going to do next, now that I've got the chart here, my chart toolbar is slightly less, but I can use these three little dots to bring up the entire chart toolbar. And my buttons are just in here now. So what I can do is I can click split left and right, and that will give me a new chart cell in my top right hand corner. I'm going to click the little chart library button again, and this time I'm going to select my cancellation history. So go into here, cancellation history, and I've got my first element. And that will look exactly like the dashboard that you'll have on page 5 of your notes. What we're now going to do is we're going to make this a little more complicated. So we're going to change our layout to look a little different. Now actually, what you'll find when you do this is sometimes it's better just to start from scratch. So I'm going to go into my bottom chart cell here, and I'm going to remove my bottom chart cell. What this now has given me is a left and right layout, which is exactly what I'm trying to recreate. Now, for the purpose of the training course, it's easiest just to go ahead and create the layout exactly as you want it to end up. So I'm going to split my right cell, top and bottom, twice. I've got 3 cells going down the right hand side. I'm then going to split the top cell left and right. So I've got 2 chart cells up here. Now what you'll notice from the notes is I actually want cancellation from this cell down into here. Now there's only one way to do that at the moment, and that is access the chart library. So I'm going to go into the chart library. I'm going to select my cancellation history and drop it onto the page. Now you'll notice that I now have 2 versions of that chart, and I'm just going to keep doing exactly the same thing. So I'm going to go back into my chart library here, and I'm going to get my call volume. Oh, it's the total sales by product that I want in here. So total sales by product. Click on that element and it will appear in the chart cell. And I'll just keep filling those in exactly as the notes asked me to on page 6. So I want my cancellation rates in my top right hand cell, and then this cell in the middle here, I want to go ahead back into the chart library and I want to pick up my total commissions paid. Now I can actually go ahead and resize any of these chart cells if I want to as well. So I can click on the little drag bar and I can make my chart cell size smaller or larger depending on how I want to lay my dashboard out. Now once I've created a layout, if I want to give that to other people, what I will want to do is publish this. So in the top right hand corner in the blue bar here, I've got a little window icon, and if I click that, I get the option to save this as a default layout. And I'm going to go ahead and save it as a default layout. I'll get a little snack bar appear to say, congratulations, that layout has been saved. And what I can actually do now is I have 2 options within here when I click on it. So I can now save a new layout, or I can revert to a default layout. And to show you how this works, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break my layout. So I'm going to delete some chart cells from my page. Now I could, if I wanted to, republish that. So click here and save that as the default layout. What I'm going to do here is revert to the default layout. And when I revert to the default layout, I'll get back to exactly where I was a second ago. And it's always important, whenever you create a category, to always create a default layout within that category. Okay, thank you. I look forward to you joining me on Practical 3.